a ton of job recruiters, business owners, people in the professional community here in Orange County to come join us. There's going to be food and drinks, and we're going to ask you guys to like just hang out and have some sort of visual aid. I mean, like you can literally pull up your logo on your iPad, and that can be your visual aid, which is something so that if people want to talk to you about your company or about yourself, you can talk to them. It might not be a bad idea to have your resume.
Copy of your plan.
Copy of your plan.
Would be a good idea.
Yeah, you never know who might.
Paper copies,
Yeah, paper copies. Yeah. But you just never know who you might run into, who might start talking to you, who they might know, or what they might want. So, definitely, you don't have to dress like super professional, but I would say like corporate casual, like, you know, khakis and a nice shirt, maybe nice shoes. Would probably be appropriate. All right, let's run through the rubrics really quick so you guys have an idea of what we're going for here. Is that all I have to do?
Yeah, it should be.
Have any of you guys had a chance to look through the judging rubrics yet?
Yeah.
You have gone through it?
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, not really. There's a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Well, we're
If it
going to run
doesn't-
through it right now.
It doesn't criteria.
Have you guys looked through the judging rubrics?
Yeah.
Oh,
We can deal with it.
You went through it.
Sweet.
All right, so let's run through this really quick. So this first one is for your full plan. Your intro, like you want to introduce yourselves, introduce your product. It's really good to have a compelling story. Like every good business pitch starts with like a really good story of like, you know, we were, I don't know, give me an example of a company. I don't know, Facebook. I stole this idea from some guys and now I'm a billionaire, you know, like people want to invest in that company. You know what I mean? But having a compelling story really, like, it hooks people in, right? And, like,
If your business is solving a problem that you had, or a friend had, or a family member or something had, that's a good.
yeah, describe
right.
the issue. Like,
I was talking to my grandma,
yours is like a
she's-
training pad for like
Has this problem.
surfing.
I was like, oh, that's a great
it's
idea.
Like boat, automotive, and like household services. Like, why are you making it?
Yeah.
You know, like that's answer that. Say like, you know,
This
our
is why.
stuff was always dirty and nothing worked. You know, Mr. Clean's magic eraser was BS. So like, you know, here I thought whatever. Okay. Then go your business summary. You gotta explain the problem or the gap, and then explain how your company fits into it or solves the problem. You gotta talk about the market. You know, describe why there's a need. Describe who the competitors are. You have to have competitors. If you think you don't have any competitors, you're wrong. And judges are going to tell you that. Even if they're indirect competitors, somebody is a competitor. Talk about your marketing and sales plan. If your target market is everybody, you're wrong. You can't be everybody. So make sure that's narrow. You have to describe why your product has a competitive advantage or service. Gotta run through your finances. Gotta have a good understanding of your finances.
And being said, you don't need to put the whole income statement and the whole
Yeah, you don't have to put the whole spreadsheet.
on there. 'Cause no one can read it
Highlights,
anyways.
yeah, highlights are good. This is gonna be tougher for you because you're a one-man show,
Yeah.
but like you gotta be able to answer some because they're gonna ask. It all
Yeah,
comes down to
I
money
understand.
at the end of the day, you know.
It's just, because when I was doing the business plan too, like, it was extremely difficult for me just to make up these numbers and try to, because when I made them up, I was like, how am I going to explain this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Have some kind of justification. for
Yeah,
it.
and then
It
the
doesn't
other
have to be
thing-
perfect.
I'll probably
They
just
know
say
you
that,
haven't
like,
started the
looking at
business.
other trends of other companies.
Yeah,
I
perfect.
decided to estimate this.
Perfect. And it would be good to fall back on saying like, and again, these are projections, these are estimations based on blah 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 blah. And then the other thing is, you're allowed to have for your full pitch, you're allowed to have a visual aid, which is like what we're calling a visual aid in this sense is like you can have a note card, or you can have a copy of your finances. You can use your iPad. Yeah, that's chill. So like you can have your balance sheet and income statement pulled up. So when they ask you like, how come you think you've got X amount in assets when really we think that you should have this, this, and that? You can say, well, and you can look at your thing and then be able to justify it with hard data. So you guys, for you too, somebody on your team should know the finances part pretty well.
Or you can have a printout of it if that's easier. There'll be somewhere at a little table you can set something down.
Okay, something that's really important that a lot of people forget in their pitches are the management capability. So make sure that you're introducing yourself. Give a little bit of background about yourself, like why are you qualified to run a company? If an investor is going to be giving you like, $1 million, why should they trust you with that money? And like, we'll talk more about that later, but make sure you have that in your pitch. Have a solid conclusion, reiterate your company's vision, reiterate like your unique success factors, and then always make sure you have an ask. You're not just going up there and giving a presentation about this is my company and this is what I want to do. You need to end it with, so that is why I'm asking you for $500,000
In exchange for 20% equity or whatever.
So make sure you have something like that because they want to know what are you here asking me for. Okay, then they're gonna ask you questions and it's not fun. So
Or it is fun.
just stay calm and confident, and if you don't know the answer, try to give the best answer you can, and then say, if that wasn't a satisfactory answer, I will be happy to do more research and give you the best answer that I can get possible. So if you have a gap in your knowledge, don't be afraid to admit, like, I'm not really entirely sure right now, but I'll figure it out for you, and I'll let you know, because that, that's the kind of person that's...
If you BS's, they will know.
Yeah, and if you BS's...
Most of these guys have watched a lot of pitches.
So your deck should be organized and logical. Don't have any spells like typos. It's just going to make you look.
The balance sheet should balance.
Balance sheet should balance.
Always the case.
Yeah, balance sheet
should balance. If it doesn't, it looks bad.
And then like speaking skills. Get up there, be confident, stand up straight. Don't say and all a lot. Don't be nervous. And then investment potential that's kind of out of your control. 90-second pitch. Probably don't really need to go through it.
Any questions about 90-second pitch?
So it's literally 90 seconds.
You have 90 seconds tops. Yeah.
60 to 90.
Yeah.
Think of it's an elevator pitch. So you hop in an elevator with someone, you got to tell the 10th floor to tell them what your business is about. If you are starting this, you'll use this way more than the full pitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll use it all. You'll get to practice this on Friday night.
Yeah, it was this.
When people come up and talk to you, you're basically going to do a slightly less formal version of that.
Yeah. You're going to be like, hi, my name's Ryan, and I'm a marketing student here at Concordia. My company is the Cornelius Business Plan Competition. We provide the opportunity for undergraduate students of all majors to turn their business plan, turn their idea into a business. We provide mentorship and instruction for business professionals and help encourage students to think more entrepreneurially. And then, that's your pitch.
We're asking for $100,000 to continue this program for the next 3 years.
Right, exactly. That's your pitch. So, practice. That's like what Kenny said. You're gonna have a good opportunity to practice all on Friday. So, okay, cool. Any questions about either of those? About the way you're gonna be scored? Okay.
Just a heads up, which is in the rules and everything, but the breakdown is 30% of the score comes from the written plan that you did. Okay, so that's getting scored by a separate judge or a couple judges, and then 70% is from the pitch you do, day of. And then the 90-second is completely independent. Flop the one and win the other, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Different
judges.
What?
Who are going to be the judges this year?
Okay, so what's that?
Mr. Burkhardt?
No.
She said she was.
She's
gonna be there, but
yeah, she'll be there.
She told me she was going to be a judge.
Yeah, no.
Because I work for financial accounting. She's like, oh yeah, I'm going to judge. I was like, oh, okay.
Weird. Well, we'd be happy to have her, but
Probably.
Yeah, maybe she's going to judge you silently from your back.
We'll double check.
No, so the judges are going to be Carlos Williams. I don't really know exactly what his background is, but his background's in finance, so he's, I think, worked with a lot of startups.
Isn't he a banker?
I think he's a banker, yeah, I think he's a banker. Mima Ransom, she's the chairman of the board at FITM. She was currently the CEO of
tech startup.
Yeah, some tech
about
startup.
a year ago when she judged last. So she's coming back. She judged last year, and she's.
Right, you were in the competition.
Yeah.
last
She
year.
judged last year?
She was kind of like she's like kind of like probably in her 60s, but like she's still a pretty attractive lady. Wears her glasses real low on the nose. Has like a weird Eastern
There's
European
two
accent.
ladies last year, yeah?
Both of them are coming back.
So both of them are
Oh,
coming back. So
okay.
the other one, her name is Dina Tripp. She's the CEO of Nothing But Caves.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a judge, and then Abe McHagian. He's
the
a venture
shark.
capitalist. Yeah, he's the shark.
He's the shark of the group.
He's the
Was
guy
he there
that's
last
gonna
year?
do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
he's
looked
like
at Visa or something?
He well, kind of. He does.
He owns a payment processing.
Yeah, electronic
Okay.
processing, a payment processing company, and then he also does venture capital. And then, and then Stephen Reyes, who is the what's your dad's title? VP of a waste optimization company here in Orange County. So he'll be the other one.
Business consultant.
Business consultant, serial entrepreneur. Yeah. And then the 92nd judge is a
You'll be the
woman.
stand-in judge.
Perfect. And then the 92nd judge is a woman named Tristan Tucker, and she works for an organization called 1 Million Cups, who they like help people with their business pitches. So she
Sort of
sees,
million.
yeah. So she literally listens to like multiple pitches a week, and so she's gonna judge your 92nd pitch, and she's super great because she's gonna give a ton of feedback, both on like not only the content of your pitch but also the delivery of your pitch. So she'll be a really great judge.
Who's doing the 92nd? You guys decided? Nice. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, your pitch on Saturday is 70% of your score. So if your business plan that you guys submitted sucks, you can still win because 70% of what matters happens on Saturday. So send your deck is due tomorrow night at midnight.
Get that deck due tomorrow at midnight.
Yeah.
We've got to get them together and to IT and ready for Saturday. So
If
it would be awkward if you get up there and the deck isn't there.
If you
So if
can't
you're
get
using
it
a
to me by tomorrow at midnight,
Are you using a Prezi?
Yeah. Like, does that work or?
Did they say they wanted all of them in the same format?
yeah.
So we can't use a present.
Are you like done with the Prezi?
Well, with that, yeah, that's like what we're going off for right now. Yeah. I'd have to like adapt it to the
PowerPoint. I think
It's pretty easy, like, right? You can just pull it up on that.
Yeah, you can.
we can put it.
Because the PowerPoint's more
That's
like
fine.
a file, but then this is like.
Yeah. Make sure then you definitely send it to us by tomorrow night
Yeah, I can.
so we can test it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that should be fine.
And then this is the other thing I was gonna say.
If you weren't here, I'd probably say no, but you're here and you're like, it's fine. We'll make it work.
It's
can-
due
I
tomorrow
can
night
try.
at midnight, but if
If it doesn't work.
as long as I have it in my inbox by the time I wake up and start working at 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, it'll be okay. So
See
like,
by Thursday, then that's you mean
I
Friday.
mean Friday morning. Like if you get it to me at 2 a.m., it's fine. But like if we need it by Friday morning.
Gotcha.
Okay, so yeah, you got 12 minutes to present. You don't have to use the whole time, but you should.
Probably should.
And then 5 minutes of questions, which that can either go really fast or that can go really slow. Yeah, aids are okay, so if you want to use your iPad, use your iPad. If you guys want cue cards, use cue cards, no problem.
Not
You're gonna
recommended
have,
to read it, right?
yeah,
Look at the judges, but you've got it there just in
you're
case.
gonna have a monitor at your feet with your slide right in front of you, so you don't have to look back at the screen to see what's going on, and then you're gonna have a clicker in your hand to click through, so it'll be right in front of you. Everybody's gonna get mic'd up before your presentation. You'll have a lav microphone on, so you won't have to hold the mic and talk into it. It'll be just
So
right.
that's important to know. You need to go to the sound booth, the presentation before,
And get mic'd
or
up.
near the end of the presentation before, to make sure you get the mic and everything all set.
Yeah.
Especially if you got a larger group.
So we all have, yeah, all my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your guys will be the tricky ones since there's 4 of you.
That's a lot.
There's only 4 mics, so they've got to jump between.
And then obviously we're gonna be in the CU Center. We start at 9 a.m. With the opening ceremony, and then the 90-second fast pitch.
If you're early on, you should get there before
Are we
9.
the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're second. Alright.
You are
You're
third.
Third, okay.
And then your 90-second fast pitch. Only one team member is speaking.
The rest of you can come, but only one of you gets to talk.
You can have an aide with you to help you remember
That's
your
on
pitch.
stage, right?
No. That's
No,
gonna be in a
that's
private
up in the-
classroom, or it's gonna be upstairs.
It's
So
a
it's just gonna be you and
third
the
floor
judge,
room.
and probably Josh in the room together. Yeah.
And we will record the whole thing, including the feedback, so you have that for
Yeah.
later.
You can have something in your hand, but
Probably gonna hurt you.
really gonna help you to not have it in your hand. Like it's better to stumble and be like, and we have tested on our product before, and it's gonna be better for you to do that than for you to be like, yes, and AIDS are okay, and we have monitoring feed. It's gonna be better for you to like stumble through it than it is for you to read it. So that's our recommendation there.
So that's third floor grim.
You have exactly 90 seconds maximum. Like Penny said, it's completely independent, so you can totally bomb it in there, but nail it upstairs, and you're still doing $500, which is chill. And then just try to arrive 5 minutes before your slot. It'll be upstairs.
At least, because they're going to move quick. So you want to make sure you're ready.
Okay, and then, so expectations for the day, both Friday and Saturday, just be professional the whole time. You're on stage the whole day, not just what you're presenting.
Somebody you meet at the coffee break might end up being the person that funds your business rather than one of the judges.
Or
so that's
connects you with their cousin's uncle who's,
a millionaire. And
really
likes
you never know. So just
car accessories,
right?
Be whatever your business is.
Okay, then we have our top 10 recommendations for a successful business pitch. So just to reiterate, you guys probably know this. I don't know if you know this, Anthony. Kenny and I won the first ever business plan competition here. That's how we got to be where we are today. So these were things that we did that helped us.
This is feedback. A few things that we did well. A lot of things we didn't do well that we wish we had done well.
Right.
And then feedback from judges from the first year, and then again this year.
So.
And other competitions, we went to Chapman's competition and some other venues. Yeah. So dress for the job you want. The point of how you dress is it's intentional, right? If you're a clothing brand, right, and you show up in casual clothing, but it's the clothing you design, right, that fits. If one gal, Jessica Gong, you guys probably remember from last year, was doing I don't know if you saw that. She did a online wedding dress retail. So she presented in her wedding dress, right? That doesn't qualify as business professional, but it fit with what she was doing.
And it was like really impactful.
Right.
She walked out on stage and everybody in the room was like, whoa, because all of a sudden there's this girl in this beautiful gown, and like every single eye in the room was looking at her.
So if you've got something clear like that, do that. Otherwise, dress professional so people will take you seriously.
Right. The second one is watch your body language. This is
if you're doing this, it's gonna be really distracting while your teammate's talking.
Right. So Anthony, this is gonna be a little bit less pertinent to you because everyone's gonna be looking at you the whole time. So if you want to move around and gesticulate and be interesting, like that's totally okay. But like for you guys, you're gonna have 4 people on stage, right? So like if I'm talking and Kenny's over there like shifting his weight back and forth and like like they're gonna stop focusing on what's being said and start focusing on the idiot who's like moving around and making a bunch of noise.
Another little trick: wherever all of you guys are looking is where the judges are gonna look.
Right.
So if you want them watching the speaker, all of you watch the speaker. If you want them to look at the slides, all of you watch the slides.
A really good tip is either like put your arms at your side and like gently press on your legs with your arms because it gives your mind something to do. Like, oh, I'm distracting myself, but no one can tell that you're doing it. Or another thing is like pinch your fingers together because again, it fools your mind into thinking like I'm doing something. You know, for all of us who have ADD, you can be like, I'm doing something right now, but I don't have to be doing this.
Or this, which I always do, hands in the pockets.
Yeah, I would say hands at your sides or hands behind your back.
Good too.
It's classy looking, but yeah, trick is like pinch your fingers together and like it tricks your brain into thinking I'm doing something and I don't have to be doing this. So, yeah.
Active diction. So this is one of the things that I think we unintentionally did really well, that judges pointed out, is talk about your business as if it's actually a real company, not as if it's an idea that you'll do sometime in the future. So it's when someone asks you, what do you do? It's, oh, well, my idea is to do this. And I was like, I am Four Corners Roasting Company, and we do this right now. Whether you're doing it right now or not, you talk about it like it's right now. And if, what's another example of that? Someone asks.
Well, I think with like finances, if they ask like, you want $100,000 for your business. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Don't be like, well, if you gave me $100,000, then I would, buy some equipment and hire on an accountant and do this. Just be like,
with the $100,000.
Yeah, with the $100,000.
Yeah,
Yes, right, exactly. But don't be like, oh, this is a hypothetical thing out in the air. Like, grab it, put it down in front of them, and be like, I'm doing this. Like, it's
because
right
if they
now.
believe it's real, it's easier to invest in a real company. It's not so easy to invest in an idea that might maybe turn into a company.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Can we use line of credit?
Yeah, totally.
If you've got a way to substantiate it. I mean, you can't just say someone's going to give me a $200,000 line of credit.
I was going to say we need a certain amount for a line of credit since we're using the funds all at one time.
Yeah.
We're using them periodically.
Sure.
If that's how you want to make
Sure,
the ask.
yeah,
You can do
absolutely.
that.
You can do that if that's how you want to make your ask.
Sure.
All right, number 4, talk up your story. We kind of touched on this earlier. Keep it simple and realistic, and then appeal to emotion. Like, make it a compelling story. Why am I starting this business? Well, because I see this need and I've had this experience, and my mom is always harping on it, or whatever it is. But like, make it relatable and like humanize it. Don't make it like, oh, we're this finance company who's gonna do all this thing. Like, bring it home. Like, how does this relate to me personally? So like, why as a consumer would I want to use this product?
Last summer I wanted to do this project, but I couldn't find it. I didn't have any money for it. Right? If Lender existed, I could have done this thing.
Right. Ken?
Don't forget. Okay. So this number 5 is about the people. So this is one of the things that we were told by Abe specifically. It was one of the judges all 3 years so far. Is that he would have invested in us because of the group of us working. Like, there was clearly a good team dynamic. We worked well together, and we were going to accomplish something. So, right, whatever you put on the slide and whatever your idea is an idea at this point. Right? There's not much to back it, but you are established as a person. So they're going to put the money. Most of the money really gets invested in the people that are starting the company. So an investor invests in the founders, not so much in the business. So you've got to convince them that you guys are reputable, that you're trustworthy, that you're competent, et cetera, which is what really all of these things go to, right? That's why you dress well. That's why you watch your body language, so you look professional, all these things.
And that's a part of the presentation, right? Your management team.
Yeah.
Any tips regarding how to do that? Like, what are some things to put up there on the presentation that they're looking for? Like, for example, our team is like all graduating.
Okay.
But I mean, do you just want like academic stuff? Like,
You guys have relevant work experience.
Yeah. So put that.
Yeah.
I would
like
probably
a resume,
mention
kind
that.
of.
That's how I thought.
Yeah, kind of like a resume.
Do you guys have defined roles in the business?
Yeah, I was thinking like how much of it should be like this is the person, and how much would be like what they do in the business. Yeah, we do have like
Probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. I would probably say, like, Ryan Book is the chief marketing officer. Ryan is a marketing major here at Concordia. He
Don't say
is.
Concordia, everyone's here.
Well, okay, right. Ryan, is
Studied marketing.
Yeah, getting his degree in marketing and has worked in the marketing field doing X, Y, and Z.
how much time do you recommend like spending on that? Like how relevant would it be?
You got 12 minutes.
Maybe a couple minutes or like a minute.
A minute, yeah. If all 4 people in your group can do it 15 seconds, like,
Okay.
I'm Ryan, I do
That's why
this.
it's hard to do it for.
That part is. You might spend a little more time on that than
Maybe
a
like a
group
minute
of one.
and a half,
Sure.
How would I label mine? Because I'm a triple emphasis in business.
I would just say exactly that.
Okay.
Be like, so what are your 3 things?
Accounting, sports management, and finance.
Okay, yeah. So I would just say, like, to give myself the best foot forward in my undergraduate studies, I'm getting a degree in sports management, finance, and what was the other one? Accounting. Yeah.
One thing for the
And then people are going to be like, whoa, you're doing 3 different things? That's really impressive. You're obviously a qualified individual. And then you've just cemented that, in their heads of like, oh, wow, this kid's super sharp and obviously motivated and isn't afraid of hard work. And these are all things that as an entrepreneur, like, he's going to need. So, like, just say exactly
one of
that.
my other team members studied at a different college and she's a major in, I think, advertising.
Definitely mention that you
Yeah.
have other team members.
Yeah, so
Yeah, no, I know. The other team members that I have are like older.
yeah,
I'm the
That's
youngest
actually
one, so-
great.
yeah. So I would say that. So definitely introduce the other members
Yeah,
of
I
your
have
team.
a presentation.
Yeah, have them in your presentation. I mean, obviously they can't present with you, but yeah, introduce them, explain who they are, why they're qualified
Are they
for
gonna
the
be there?
positions they're in.
No. Because one of them has to work. Actually, both of them have to work.
That's okay. It's
Yeah,
just- but
yeah.
the fact that you're not, it's risky for an investor to invest in a single person, right? If they're investing in the people, not the
I
business.
mean, I could probably pull strings for one, but one of them is going
It's
to
not that
New
big.
York for.
No.
Yeah,
It's
not a big
no big deal.
So
Just introduce them
Okay.
and then
but
explain why they're qualified.
the
for
reason that
positions.
matters a lot is because an investor, right, is largely investing in the person,
Yeah.
the founder at this point.
Yeah.
And if you're one founder and you get sick, right, the business falls apart.
Yeah.
But if you've got 2 or 3 other partners,
Yeah.
you've got diversity, you've got someone to spread the workload,
Yeah.
right, it lowers the risk. So that's very
And then the last,
significant.
the other thing we have here is express your personality. So like, don't go up there and just be a robot because you think that like, oh, they're gonna like me if I show that I'm driven and I'm hardworking and I'm serious. Like, if you're fun and like you like to smile, like be fun and smile. So like when Kenny and myself and our other partner Nick, when we did our presentation,
I didn't smile or was fun.
Nick didn't.
Right.
Kenny didn't smile. And he didn't have fun. I'm up there like. I'm me, so I'm like, kind of doing my thing, being kind of funny, whatever.
And it worked because then Ryan presented on some of the marketing things, and then
then
I pulled in the numbers and proved as a group we could be serious.
And then
So-
our other person, so we did a coffee roasting company. So our other person was like the talent. He was the guy that actually roasted the coffee beans. And like he wore a bow tie. Like he's kind of like a quirky dude, so he was kind of quirky. And then like I was the marketing guy, and I wore like a gray suit, open jacket, like fun shirt, not like fun shirt, but like shirt underneath.
Right.
And then Kenny
I
was
showed
wearing
up in,
like dark tones, and
power
he's like
color,
the
like-
finance, like operations guy who like made sure that like he's the glue that held us all together. So like we kind of were able to express, and like they made a comment of like we can tell that you're kind of the you're kind of the creative, the not businessy guy because you're here wearing like this fun bow tie and you're like doing your thing. And then Ryan, we can tell that you're the marketing guy because you kind of you dress a little bit more flashy and the way you act is a little more flashy, which is like perfect for like a sales marketing role. And then Kenny, we can tell that you're kind of the serious, like driven, person who's going to make sure that the other two aren't just flowing off. So it was like that's what I mean. Like, you
And
can
that
express
kind of
your
a dynamic
personality
with 4 of
in
you guys,
multiple ways.
and you know each other well, so that helps.
Yeah.
It'll probably come out. I don't think we were incredibly explicit about how we did that, but it worked well.
Yeah, no, and it was completely unintentional, but
That's
it was,
what I mean,
it was just reflective of who we are as people. So, just be yourself and don't go into it thinking like I have to wear a black suit and a white shirt and a black tie because like if that's not who you are as a person, then like don't pretend to be something you're not just because you think that's what they're gonna like.
Because then you end up attracting an investor who you won't actually get along with.
Yeah, right.
Which
They're
is-
gonna think like oh, this person's very
like your mentor that
serious.
you had, right?
Yes.
Which you guys didn't do anything to attract him, but you're gonna end up in a relationship where like this doesn't work. This is way worse than having nobody.
That's exactly it.
Right.
Right.
Okay. 6.
Yeah. So the next one, address your competition head on.
Do not say you have no competition.
Yeah.
Because then the judges will stop believing everything you say.
Yeah. So like, who's your guys' competition?
Upstart, Prosper.
Okay. Anthony, who's your competition?
Mr. Procter & Gamble.
Okay.
That's a big one.
P&G, just one of the largest companies in the world.
3M's another one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Scotch
perfect.
So exactly, but you know that, and you can address it head on, and you can be confident about like, look, I know who I'm going up against, but these are the reasons why I'm confident that I'm going to beat them, and why I can grab a share of the market. For
In your
X,
case,
Y,
you might
Z.
say, right, 3M and Procter & Gamble are focused on, however many hundreds of thousands of products, right?
Sure.
So they're not really paying much attention to this niche. But
Which
this is
that might
all
not be
we
true.
do.
Though. So if you're going to say that, make sure that's true.
Okay. But this is all we do. We specialize in this. We've pioneered the
Well,
technology,
the
or whatever.
good thing about that is like they're big enough companies, so all their financial statements and everything's online.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
you
great.
can see
Easy 'cause you can
exactly
see
how
where
much money they're funneling into that
Yeah.
business unit. Yeah, and then you can.
Which
go
can
from
also
there.
help you prove your market size.
Yeah,
Some
see,
of that
I don't know
information.
how to. I don't. I'm a freshman, so I don't know how to do any. Like my income statements look like crap because I've just learned how
Right.
to do inventory and financial accounting. Like, I don't know anything. Like,
That's all right. that would be a good thing to say when you're talking about your management team. Do either your other two people have, like experience in financial statements or anything like that? So you can say, like, I'm a triple major and I'm majoring in both finance and accounting, are two of the concentrations that I have. And so I admit that because I'm a freshman, right now there's a gap in my knowledge. But over the next few years, as I continue to build and strengthen myself, our company is going to benefit because I'm getting better at my role. That would be a really good thing to say. Admit your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like I know everything, I can do everything, I'm going to be great. Because they're going to look at you and they've got 30 years of investing in companies and they'll be like, you're an idiot, you're not worth anything. But if you say, I understand that I have this gap here and this gap there, and this is how I'm working to improve that, and this is how our company is trying to fill this gap over here, they're going to be like, wow, this is well thought through. They understand the fact that they need help, and now they're going to be more open to suggestions.
Or maybe in your startup budget, you allocate money for a professional accountant or something
right.
like that.
Until you can fill that gap yourself, something like that. But
other thing about competition, don't negatively talk about your competition too much, because that.
I think everybody's gonna get a kick out of my competition.
I think
that's great.
But don't go up there and be like, 3M's stupid. Scotch tape sucks.
Right.
Like, they know it doesn't suck.
Yeah,
they know 3M's not stupid, But like, you go up there.
It
and
reflects
say,
poorly on you if you bad talk other companies.
Or like, do you have a sample of your product?
Oh yeah, I was planning to bring a whole stock of them there.
You could bring a sample.
You should hand those out to the judges.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have them all bagged and ready.
You could bring a sample of like, a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Is that like a comparable thing? I don't really know what you guys think. In my head, that's kind of what I think of. So like, you could make a mark on a board and be like, this is Mr. Clean's Magic Eraser. And do it and be like, look, pretty good, right? Here's mine. And it disappears and you're like, that's so much better. Or whatever. Like, so you don't have to talk crap, but you can just show like, look, theirs is decent, but like, ours is way sicker. And that tells them everything they need to know. It's like, well, okay, yeah, he didn't really say that they're not as good as I am, but he showed us they're not as good as he is, and that's way more valuable. So, yeah, don't just talk crap, though. That's not good.
Do we have to specify what type of things we use to create it?
No, absolutely not.
You mean like
that's like proprietary. No. That's proprietary information.
Yeah,
that belongs to you. Don't
now,
say that.
Now, in the Q&A, the judges may ask you some questions about it, and they will likely ask you if you have patents or working on that, or if you've got something like that that's proprietary.
Yeah.
So have an answer for that kind of thing.
And then the other thing
don't
is,
write the formula out.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then the other thing is, if they say like, how do you make it? Just be like, if you're willing to sign a non-disclosure agreement, I'd be happy to sit down and share that information. And that's a perfectly good answer. And they'll be like, okay, cool, yeah. Either I would be happy to sign, or B, I don't need to know. It was just curiosity. But definitely don't be like,
that'll show
we take, I don't even know what.
Right. Because then it'll look like you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So they don't sign NDAs going in.
The judges don't know, because it's an open forum competition. So
we can't make everybody in the
live and everything. So
we can't make every single person sign an NDA. Out of curiosity, do you guys have a patent?
Yeah, we have a patent.
Sweet.
And patent pending? Sick.
That's really valuable.
That's super cool.
Don't forget to say that.
So they're on our bag.
Cool.
Good for you.
Okay. Let's get wrapped up. Practice a lot. I don't really know how to stress that more.
Just run through it 50 times.
Run through it by yourself. Run through it in front of a mirror, in front of a camera if you can.
Yeah,
in front of friends or someone who will actually give you feedback.
Yeah, not, oh, honey, that was great. Thanks, Mom. That didn't help me at all. Like, get someone who's like, hey, you know what? Like, it was obvious that your market plan had a gap in it, and you need to, like, pull this information on your business plan and fill that gap because I didn't really understand what you're talking about. And then,
or to tell you, this was great, but you kept throughout the whole thing, and it was really distracting.
Which is another really good reason to film yourself and then watch it, because first of all, everybody hates how they sound when they watch a recording or hear their own voice, it bugs.
I try not to do that.
Yeah, exactly. It totally bugs you, right?
So you should probably do it for
But
this.
the value of it is that you're going to get up there and you're going to watch it, and something that you can do is hit fast forward, and you'll watch yourself, like, shifting around and doing, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I need to fix that. Or you can listen to it and you say, so our thing is this, and we also do that, and and so you're like, okay, holy crap,
Ryan doesn't
dude.
know this from personal experience.
Yeah, I say and you guys probably noticed, I say and so much, and it's awful, and it's not effective public speaking whatsoever. So that's something that if you record yourself, you can actually understand that about yourself, and that helps you a lot moving forward.
Keep an eye on the time.
We'll have an iPad set up.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna have someone
No.
in the crowd time me and kind of look at me. Like,
Yeah.
just
We'll
to
have
pick
an
which
iPad
You
set
can,
up.
but you don't need to.
Okay.
We're gonna have
Yeah, we'll have an iPad set up that will show you the time so that you'll know kind of where you're at.
And you'll get a warning, and you also will get cut off at 12 minutes.
Yeah,
I will literally walk up on the stage and be like, "All right, you're done. Like, ready for Q&A." Like,
So it would be a bummer to not be able to make your closing statement
Yeah.
because you're 10 seconds over.
Yeah,
So that's another reason to practice.
yeah. And then, so don't go over, but then also, like, you know, if you get 12 minutes, don't give a 10-minute presentation because you got 2 minutes of valuable information that you could be sharing. So you kind of got to find that happy.
If you need to get out, you can go.
Yeah, I got a couple minutes.
Yeah,
I just want to ask
yeah,
you a question.
We're pretty,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you want to ask a question right now?
Yeah, for the dinner, are we gonna get a spot for our business?
Yeah, we'll have like
On Friday?
Yeah, like a table with the
Yeah, we'll have like
logo or
some
something?
delegated areas where you'll have an opportunity to set up.
So if you want to bring
something.
logo on a screen or print out or whatever, that would be great. But we're
Yeah,
we're not providing any of
You're
the
not providing the logo?
We're just-
okay.
No,
you just
yeah,
got a
we're
spot.
Just find a
Just
table.
Friday night. You're gonna have a designated spot if like you're gonna stand at this corner for 30 minutes or whatever, so people can talk to you if they want to.
Okay.
So wait, do we tell them when to get there kind of set up? 'Cause it
Starts
starts
at
at
6.
Starts at 6, so yeah, get there at like 5:30.
Okay.
And if either your partners can make it to that, they're more than welcome to come to that and talk with you and explain to people.
Yeah.
They're more than welcome.
There's no scoring or judging based
Yeah,
off of that,
it's
so
just-
it's kind of a
It's just to
free-for-all.
make sure, it's just an opportunity for you to meet people and for people to meet you.
What should we use? Like, do we use our presentation deck then?
Sure.
If you want to.
If you want to just post your logo on an iPad and people are like,
You
"Oh,
want to
what's
put out
this?"
product samples in your
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, absolutely. However you want to interpret it. Last
Do you have any
thing-
more questions? Before you go?
No, that's
No.
it.
You good?
Okay, yeah. The only other thing that we have to say is just prepare for the Q&A. Anticipate what judges might ask you, and then prepare answers for those types of questions. And
Whatever
then-
the gap is in your presentation, and no matter how good it is, there'll be something that's weaker than the rest of it. That's probably what they're going to ask you about.
Okay.
So if you know you've got a gap, you know, when
Okay.
do a little extra
Yeah.
studying up on what what they could ask
Okay.
in that section. Nagel gave us a tip one time, and I don't know if you necessarily want to do this, but he said if you really have it down and you want to impress, make one part a little bit weaker on purpose, and then know
And then just
Yeah, so then when
everything
people
about
ask you
it.
about
So
it,
then
you
they
can
ask
just
you about it, and
smoke
you just
it,
like
yeah.
nail it, and then you're like, oh, you must know the whole thing like that.
Right. And then the last thing is just have fun.
Give me some pizza.
It's cool. It's fun.
Right.
Take a pizza with you if you
Yeah,
want,
see you, Ryan. See you on Saturday.
and
Right,
Friday.
on my pizza.
Last thing is just have fun. You know, it's cool. It's a fun time. You're up there and jamming. So
Awesome. Thank you guys.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys have any other questions?
just on my deck.
Yeah.
That's-
I'll show you.
Yeah. We're happy to.
I'll do this. I'll go back.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get through.
Yeah.
If you could resend it.
No worries.
Okay, what are you gonna send?
Just
The
we
file.
sent it.
Oh.
They're slacking around. You didn't bother sending it to us. I'm just kidding.
You probably did.
I know you
Just-
did.
No, I know you did.
I've literally
I
got
was doing your
400 emails this
Yeah.
week. So.
I pulled it up on this one, so I know you sent it.
No, I know you guys, but yeah.